level 4, and that's when they need to capitalize.
That's right, and of course, that final pick of the court is something that is a stroke of genius as well as this match. But now, of course, you guys are excited, so are we, as we'll head into our very first matchup, Evos Singapore versus RRQ.
Smash them.
Now, looking at the lane assignments, it's looking pretty standard for now. Masha is going to be the top side, and Thamos should meet them. Very basic fan. They're trying to make sure, okay, no early invades, no shenanigans like this. And JPL, he just needs to keep control over the wave, put enough harassment in to kind of force them into situations where it's like, okay, you can't go for the rotation, and I won't let you because I have vision.
That's right, and now we're looking at Tuturu already clearing out the wave from the bottom side, and both sides are playing it relatively safely. They're not really going in for those aggressive invades that we've already seen them pretty well known for. But speaking of that, Evos Esports, they're starting things off pretty much on a high tempo over on the top side. Sin will be facing off against Soul. Oh, look at that burst damage. It immediately forces some moves, and RRQ Sin is forced to pull off that flicker.
Yeah, really quick. It's really interesting what RRQ did here. They basically use Masha as a meat shield so that the tank as well as the mage doesn't take a lot of damage. In response, really well done here. Oh, the rest of the team's actually going on too. Vin is actually in quite a bit of trouble. He's taking quite a lot, but they have to kind of peel back. He's so little too late. JPL has to pull back quickly. Dashes right on out of there. I Am Jungle finally responds in time. He is level 4. Oh dear, Bambi, not going to catch anybody with a Star Moon Fall. They're going to back away.
Oh, they really have to back off. Look at them. They're only level 2, and I Am Jungle is going to fight back in a little bit more. So possibly going to escape, and he's going to be forced with that flicker as that bubble almost hits him right behind him. And now JPL. I really like the name change, so of course it confuses a little bit right there. But now look at the goal standings here. It's only about 200 gold in favor of RRQ.
Huh. Looks like there's only one arrival in this game. Okay, pretty interesting. But yeah, I think Soul has done a really good job there controlling that top side, making sure Masha doesn't get too ahead and forcing out battle spells because she isn't managing that health total.
That's right. Of course, we're seeing a lot of arrivals being played out in the previous matches in the MPL, but now starting off with only one here is still going to be pretty much vital, but we're seeing some challenges inside of the turtle pit here, as this will be first blood in the hands of RRQ, as the guard will be able to take one down. But Liam already on the forefront here, forces the flicker away from Ace, and now JPL has his Divine Judgment, but what can he do when he's all alone?
Yeah, there's just no follow-up right now. He can't really go in. A great catch coming in from RRQ, especially nailing a priority target like Oh Dear Bambi on that Esmeralda. Nicely done. Like, Oh Dear Bambi definitely disrespected a little walking up there.
Oh, yes, indeed. And now we're seeing JPL, of course, just checking on all these brush, making sure that every single one of these corners are going to be checked instead of getting themselves into trouble. But look at JPL, he wants to force the Divine Judgment. That's an easy kill for Evos SG.
Great setup. I mean, I don't know whether or not I think Potato should have been able to land the ultimate there without any issues, but you know, just in case, kind of Divine Judgment just to add a little bit more salt to the wound.
Oh, that's right. And of course, giving the kill over on the Granger is going to be pretty much vital. But look at Vin, he's walking into a trap, but instead JPL almost get caught as well. Here comes the backup coming from Liam as well, trying to get in with that Hurricane that hit him across the wall, pushing it into his Tuturu as well. And this will be yet another kill falling in the hands of Tuturu.
Great plays coming in from RRQ there. Evos Esports is in a little bit of trouble. They are giving a little bit too much space for RRQ to kind of play with here. They're putting themselves very vulnerable. Now ball lane, Gubidon Blast is already put. Ace is in trouble, gets locked down instantaneously. The moment Ayajago has his ultimate, he will go for another kill. Granger goes down too as the rest of RRQ backs away. What a clean dive.
Did you just see all three of these ultimates being utilized at the same time? And I just love how RRQ is sieging right now. And immediately, they secure yet another one. He should not even be anywhere close as JPL will falter. But back into the top lane here. Soul versus Sin.
Yeah, he's doing a great job maintaining Masha's life at, you know, that 1 bar instead of maximum of 3, just to make sure that he's always in threat for his life. If he walks up too far, he's going to get punished. But
That's
again,
right.
RRQ, the rest of the team is doing such a good job. On the opposite side of the map, they took Turtle, taking buffs, and now the big question is, can they break that top and mid?
Well, it should be pretty much on RRQ, if I must correct myself right there. But Evos Esports looking for a little bit of leeway here to catch out some of the stray members of RRQ. Now, Tsuru is going to soak in a little bit of that sort of poke, but it shouldn't mean too much. Maximum charge already landing on Jiao PL. Of course, a little update on that name. But top side, it might just be a flank coming from RRQ.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job. RRQ is just keeping tabs on exactly where they are, making sure they don't have any options. They go for the initial stun here, switching over to Sin. He has to back away while they invade. I'm not sure whether they stole away the buff, but we're just going to have to wait and see. But Sin, he's just trying to maintain his space, and the rest of Evos is making sure he is at 1 life bar.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Sin should have no issues at all to deal with these members, but when the Divine Judgment hits, it might just spell doom for them. But of course, Vin here will be able to take the second tower for RRQ.
Yeah, they make a close call, and I think if I was in Evos position, the rotations coming in from RRQ is pretty quick, so they preemptively send someone else to the top side, making sure they can kind of go for a to protect that side of the map. They end up losing mid turret in response, so I guess that might have not been the best play just yet. But I mean, Evos Esports SG, they need to find something here. Masha is going to have a field day with this amount of pressure that RRQ is putting.
Oh, that's right. But look at Bean though, right? It's back in the middle, gets pulled with the Divine Judgment. Of course, this will be that 1 kill being secured here for the side of Evos. And oh dear Bambi, of course, the captain of Evos is trying to do as much as he can to push themselves ahead with a lead, but it will still be a lead in the hands of RRQ for now.
Yeah, sacrificing Lolita. Masha just got a free push, breaking tier 2 easily with a single wave. You have to give her respect. Oh, wait, Liam, he's going for the arrival. Where is he going? To the top side of the map to kind of defend it and get a little bit more damage into that turret. But I think the rest of the team just wants to keep control over this turtle.
Oh, yeah. I felt like it was an unnecessary arrival, if you really want to ask me in that sort of sense. We are having a one-on-one battle inside the jungle here as Soul goes in for the chase. And Sin is just running away. And that will be a flicker here committed by Soul. But instead, he gets placed around. And now that kill will definitely be in the hands of Soul.
Nicely done. I mean, Evos, as she realized that, okay, their 4 is a lot stronger. We can only do so much here. We're not going to give Turtle away. We're going to deal with your other win condition, making sure that, oh no, Jambiel might be in trouble. He takes a lot of damage from that charge, but they don't capitalize on it just yet. I don't think Gordon has his ultimate. He used it earlier in the mid lane, so they don't have that kill pressure anymore.
Oh, that's right. And of course, for Evos Esports, they are just making sure that they stay as a unit over on the mid side as well. And they are just trying to raid inside. And look at Soul. He invaded the wrong territory, and he gets caught out. I felt like that should not happen at all, especially in a World Championship sort of phase here where, you know, you are not really facing against mid-tier teams. These are top-tier teams from all over the world, and RRQ will punish them for their mistakes.
Exactly. These guys, I mean, again, you mentioned top-tier teams. You cannot disrespect them. Now, I think they're just trying to keep pace with RRQ as of right now. Oh, so close to dying here. The maximum charge. Is it going to land?
Oh,
just short.
Land.
Just short. My goodness.
Oh, that was really close. But now RRQ will claim yet another tower on the top side as well. Looking for JPL. But there's nothing much that Evos SG can do but to fall back. Now the next aim will possibly be the mid lane as well, as we see Vin already on the forefront here. Soul needs to make a move, but that Lolita is not allowing any members to go past.
They need to make something happen here. The play can't be made. Ace can't seem to get into the fight without that Numenor boss just completely shutting him off. So they're looking for an opportunity to go in here. Oh, this is a little sketchy coming in from Soul as well as Bambi here, but it doesn't look like RQ want to pounce on it just yet. They're just kind of waiting for a mistake to be made by Evos first.
Yeah, they have absolute control inside of the jungle, and now we're looking at Vin here, bringing one of these members to 50%. JPL have to fall back, and here comes Bambi trying to steal the buff away, and of course, Liam here will be eyeing out if whether or not will they be opposite, and if they do cross the line, that will be a hurricane dance ready to blow them back in towards the territories of RRQ.
Queen's Wings bought by Soul. Xin just got his corrosive sight, so there is no running from him, but he will be able to solo every objective. But a mid-fight actually breaks out. Evos Esports is trying to turn this around, but they can't. They're just locked into a place. Soul goes down as well. They knew they needed to defend Lord, but oh dear Bambi, he's kind of chilling out right here. Zin's in trouble. The rest of the team calls it.
Of course, just in the blink of an eye, we're seeing even the Lord falling in the hands of RRQ. What a clean performance.
Looking good for Evos SG here. They don't exactly have a lot of playmakers in their sides besides JPL. And right now, he's being shut down very hard. Like, he's getting hit by a lot of abilities that should not be landing.
This is what I was talking about when we started the draft, and I talked about the side of Evos SG not really having a reliable tank if they do fall in the early phase of the game, and now they're dealing with the same trouble, and the Lord is already knocking on their doors, trying to crush the mid lane tower, and RRQ is just waiting for another viable mistake. But look at JPL though, he's in position, he's still waiting, and oh, that Gord! Oh my goodness, he gets cut out!
Ooh, they pull backwards. Good disengage. Good disengage. He still had the flicker, but now they're still going to get an inhibitor turret on the top side of the map. They're playing it slow, but RRQ know that they are in control. They can take one more inhibitor down, and yes, they do. They're breaking everything. They're slowly collapsing down onto Evos SG's economy.
That's right, and of course, we have Akai also buying that immortality, which means it's going to be even harder for the members of Evos. But look at that go. Vince gonna go in with the No Man's Blast, catching over onto 3 members with the flicker as well. Hurricane Dance playing onto some base, and now RRQ, they're crashing right in, and Odir Mambi almost falling out, and look at Evos members all in the disarray. Minions are still in the front, but RRQ does not even want to make any sort of a mistake at all.
Yep, this is a killing blow here. The Death Timers, they're going to be able to respawn. Oh dear Bambi, he survived the last onslaught. He needs to clear top side. But again, minions are pushing in. Tuturu, he's going to be walking on in. There's nothing they can do. I am Jago, does not miss. His aim is true, and he cuts down the rest of the members of Evos Esports SG. They are looking to end this. Oh, ace.
Oh my goodness, what a clean game one that we're seeing here from Rex, Regum, Keon. And now, game 1 already in the bag for RRQ.
They controlled the river line. They just didn't let them play the game like they wanted to.
I totally would say that all these members of Evos Esports look like they were not really all too ready for what's in store for them. As we saw, a couple of these members get caught out in between. Of course, MVP here will definitely be Tuturu. He has not fallen a single time. Same goes to I'm Jago, coming pretty close a second if you were to ask me as well. But members of Evos, I felt like their strength is in team fights, and they can't really seem to really commit to doing exactly just that.
And see, that's the thing. They don't have, they've got linear playmakers. JPL, you give him something like Cho, he has more options to attack the team in different areas. But
Game 2.
Tough to say. It really is tough because there's some great options coming in from RRQ to kind of play around the complex. I'll just have Chang'e in the back of my mind, but let's go into game 2. This is between Rex, Regum, Keon against Evos SG. Game 2.
That's right, and if you haven't got yourself the tickets to MLBB M1 World Championship, it's happening on the weekends here in Axiata Arena, so make sure you guys grab it real quick with the promo codes being provided. Now, we're starting off with a 2 versus 2, and we're in mid lane. Of course, top side, we're going to see a little bit of that tussle between Tuturu, Ace, as well as Potato. They're already on the prowl, already dealing quite a chunk of damage, but this shouldn't be too much of a problem for them to actually face off with. So, of course, we're seeing a little bit of Revitalize for Liam here. So, what do you feel about Revitalize on Baxia?
Great spell. Absolutely great spell. But it also allows Baxia to kind of hold on his own when he goes for an engage and the team isn't able to follow up like exactly on time here. But I think overall, it's pretty smart what both teams did. Right now, especially Revitalize on the Maxia, great. But on the side of Evos Esports SG, I think what they did is really smart here, where they kind of switched up the lanes, where they said, okay, we're going to put you on the dual lane in the top side, because we know for a fact that Barang can't do a great job, and it's already paying off. I mean, Revitalize, great switch on the other side of the map, and they immediately punish them on the bottom side. Great rotations from mid.
Oh, yes. We'll definitely see a great start for the side of Evo Singapore. And now Soul close to actually falling out. Flicker's being popped out instead. And now Bambi as well as JPL tries to return the favor. And this will be 2 kills in the bag. And this is just in the span of less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, just... Oh, that was close. That was really, really close here, especially from RRQ. He got a little hungry for blood. You can definitely see it in his eyes. He wasn't able to get a range for that last auto attack, but overall, I think Evos Esports are very happy with the catch that they got. 2-0 right now. They have to keep playing the game slow, especially if you're in RRQ's position, because you do scale pretty decently when you have carry on your side.
That's right, and we see a little bit of that hastiness coming in from the side of RRQ. I felt like if they were just to play things a little bit safer, and you're already forcing somebody to back away, they're already losing that experience. You don't really have to fully commit in that sort of sense. But now, first turtle being challenged, but here comes the boxer. Face crack being pulled out as well, but Soul already negating them from entering, and that first turtle goes in the hands of Evos Singapore, and Righteous Pathway has been opened up as well. But now, that's pretty much a clean disengage from Evos SG.
So nicely done. Oh dear Bambi, great zone control here. Liam making sure he tries to make sure that no one else is able to get out here. The stun goes through, but again, doesn't really matter here. Sin's gonna back away. Soul Quigong Fist pushes him away, but he knows he doesn't have enough damage to one-shot Sin just yet. And more importantly, he can just Phantom Step over the fist break.
That's right. And look at Vin. Even that sort of distance, he's getting chunked out by Chang's ult, and Liam here possibly trying to actually get a couple of all that sort of informations now. A couple of minutes have passed, but the next objective will still be on the top side of the river, as Ace as well as Potato has been doing such an absolute great work against the Turus thus far.
Yep. Oh, nicely done. Great maximum impact. Stealing away the buff. Oh, great catch. Vin pushes him through. Oh dear, Bambi's in trouble. Quickly having to pop the sprint. Meteor Shower is being put down, but JPL disengages any more follow-up with the Hurricane Dance. Oh, Zin's in trouble. Wow. Flicker already coming through. Soul, he tried to go for an initial all-in. Doesn't get that last hit. And Ace has to put the glorious pathway down to bail out of there. Gets a good amount of regeneration, giving away the crab, but no kills going over to RRQ.
I'm just loving the entire chess piece coming from both sides, and we see great amount of respect being shown to their opposing sides as well. So get a little bit more than he should that they have here. It's about 400 gold for the time being, but it's definitely going to change in the span of a few minutes here. And Soul, I think that he's getting a lot of trap being posted upon him, as Liam is already cutting in towards the jungle looking for old year Bambi.
Yeah, and again, Liam is just being super annoying. He's gaining vision, and he's pretty much unstoppable for the most part, but he's not really engaging on anybody. He's gathering information, telling his team, oh, this is where the movements of the enemy are, this is what they're currently doing, making sure they know exactly where Evos SG is at all times.
That's right. We're seeing great movements coming across that box here. Of course, now they're trying to actually disturb some of these members of Evos Esports. Now, we're seeing, of course, Boxia being so mobile to actually rotate across the map to even support this team. And now, turtle number 2 already being spawned. Is Evos going to be ready for this?
Oh! Ooh, locking him down. I mean, the double ultimate was a bit of an overkill, but you know, you want to make sure you secure it. Oh, Potato's in trouble. He gets caught out here, and Liam just ensures his death, cutting off his exits completely, as the rest of Evos Esports are just a second tad bit behind.
That's right, and for members at Righteous Pathway, a little bit way too late to actually join in the party as well. And this turtle, of course, getting pulled back and forth, but no commitments whatsoever until Liam goes in crashing towards the side of JPL, pulls him back with a Divine Judgment as well, and JPL here still managing to escape with that Frog Leap as well as Hurricane Dance all intact.
Oh, so nicely done, so nicely done. 1,000 pounder just to get the shield as well. I mean, the rest of the team is just kind of holding on their own, and now Soul's in trouble. He has to recall out of there before they collapse on it. I think he should be able to get away here. No issues whatsoever. Evos Esports controlling the top side, and despite having a two kill lead, the gold is pretty even.
Yes, we see both sides stalling it out for a little bit more, and members of RRQ here are trying to poke as much as they can, trying to force away Evos SG. In terms of itemization, we've already seen one Bloodlust Act for the side of Tamas, as we see Jao PL already locking Sin on the wall, but here comes the follow-on coming a little bit too late though. Soul almost getting a catch, but that Meteor Shower will be able to connect, and my oh my, Onic gets one kill.
Yeah, they are going to continue forward as they push through. Vin gets an initial catch, but again, not the priority target. Good disengage. They lock him down with the law and order, but the rest of the team is going to pull back.
Oh my goodness me. It's so coming in with the Frizz Cracker as well. Almost here now. Jago in the back and WPL going in with the flicker. But that's a huge blunder that we're seeing here. 3 members are low, but that should not even be made possible. Of course, Evos Esports still looking for a dive, but there's no minutes going in. So this means that they can take the next best option, which will be the turtle.
Yep, great punishment. I'm gonna chunk you out completely with just the Meteor Shower.
Oh my, now we're seeing a little bit more action on the top side as well. Of course, even on the bottom side, we see a little bit of skirmish, and Bambi being left by himself is going to be having JPL to protect him for the time being, but Tsuru is going to catch that Panda out, and Hurricane Dash has been forced out. Bambi instead turns things around. Oh, he's still alive. Tsuru trying to force him all the way back, and Potato here, 1 versus 2, and will fall to the hands of I Am Jago.
Yeah, and RRQ are doing something really interesting here, because not only are they putting pressure, they're forcing out mistakes out of Evos SG. They know that Odir Bambi as well, for a fact that JPL can kind of hold their own, but Ace on the other hand, he is struggling to hold the mid lane, especially when you're up against Kimi, who has more angles in the mid lane compared to the bottom side of the map.
Now, of course, I would say that Kimi here solely scaling in towards the late game here will be something that's going to be pretty much vital for the side of RRQ, because this Kimi is just going to get stronger and stronger as the game progresses. And heading in towards this minute right here, we're seeing so many of these objectives being leaning over the top side here, as RRQ has absolutely great control. But then again, look at Evos here, still desperate for a catch, still trying to look for that opportunity, but Liam has been the bane of every sort of team fight that they get into.
Yeah, I mean, Liam is basically just spotting out Evos Esports wherever they are, making sure that they don't have angles, and he's more importantly cutting off rotation paths for Evos Esports. Like, they have to take such a long detour to get to another lane. They can't just beeline it to the top side of the map or beeline it to the bottom side wherever they want to, because Baxia is just like, no, I'm not going to let you.
Yep, not going to be able to actually give any sort of room for them to even pull the trigger. But speaking of pulling the trigger here, great sort of shots happening coming out from I Am Jago. And he hasn't really missed all too much of those maximum charge from the previous game all the way to now as well. Now, Evos Esports, knowing that the Lord is up, but they're not really going to be fully committing in towards getting themselves in towards danger. Jiapiao also trying to set up a little bit of that sort of camp, as we see a golden staff have been purchased by the Todak.
That's a huge buy. That means he has a lot of damage in store. He just needs an opportunity to get to that backline. I think he should be able to one-shot carry here. Oh, Liam takes quite a bit of damage. Meteor Shower on the opposite side, trying to zone out the two main the two playmakers as well as the carry.
Wow. Now, I'm seeing a lot of all these turrets slowly falling off for the side of Evos SG, and they don't really seem to be responding all too well, but they are sticking as a unit over the mid side here. And we see Ace being a really vital member to actually keep members of Evos SG well in life in those team fights. Meteor Shower has been expended, trying to take down Liam. Not really going to be having all too much of the room to actually step further in towards the jungle, as Liam will be forcing them to back away as well.
Yeah, and what used to be Evos Esports having a good lead, RRQ have actually caught back up and surpassed them in gold. And this is kind of surprising, because I would have expected by now Evos SG would still be in the lead, even if it was by a little bit here.
Oh, I would say that it's definitely not too high of a surprise, because they managed to secure the turtles and taking even more objectives than Evos. So that means even more gold being funneled into the hands of RRQ, but Ace knows what's up. The Lord has been taken down to 50%, and Evos, if they really want this Lord, they really gotta make a move. And now here comes the team fight as well, forcing it onto the Turu, but Liam in the middle of it all. It won't be. Rush is going to open up. PL opens up the Hurricane Dance, but will force them away. But Liam somehow is still alive. Then be forcing out the meteor shower as well. But none of these members of RRQ can even be bothered about that as they take down yet another tower.
RRQ is just so smart. Like, Liam is able to tank so much with the Revitalize. He's holding back 4 members from the enemy team. And now they're going to go for another rotation. Oh, they already popped the Meteor Shower. They get the first initial kill, finally getting rid of the Boxer. He doesn't have Revitalize to kind of power through the damage. But now the rest of Evos Esports, they the next objective. And more importantly, Lord is going to be highly contested.
And we see the carry was attempting on the Lord for a little bit in the sort of early game. And now it's going to be a little bit of that push and pull between Evos as well as RRQ. Now they're taking it pretty low. Are they actually forcing this one out? The Lord not getting up in the air. The Tur goes with the Chris Cack. And my goodness me, Evos are getting pummeled down. And Sin going for the chase as well. There's still all 5 members left in 10. Maximum charge over on Potato as well as JPL. Almost heading out of the game, but now this is the best opportunity for RRQ to close things out.
Yep, Meteor Shower just gonna instantly pop down the Thambos, but he just wanted that inhibitor that he was willing to give his life for it. But that's not all. They forced out the Meteor Shower, so they can't protect mid either. They're losing their inhibitors 1 by 1.
I just love the macro game coming from RRQ. Look at how well they just control every single lane, and they knew what to do. They don't really care whether they have the Lord or not, but they know if they do force the fight, they will get the advantage that they are looking for. Of course, we're going to see a lot.
He uses the chemical refinement, gets out of there, and just chunks out the rest of the team.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty much difficult for even Evos to actually come back into the game, only having 1 tower as well as the Lord already marching in. Bambi being forced to use the Meteor Shower to even take down the health, but RRQ, of course, still needs those minutes to come right in. Now, JPL, though he is that tanky archetype, but he's still level 12. He couldn't possibly do all too much, especially when you have too many of these members in the front line with that flicker as well as Divine Justice pulling them back as well. That's the first kill as well as the killing spree for Vin. But now look at Tsuru go. Oh, that's a big blow. And instead of getting those kills, they want to secure the game. And game 2 will also be in the hands of RRQ 2 in a row.
What a strong performance coming in from RRQ there, like on
game 3. Now let's have a look in towards the post-match results as we see, of course, Bambi dealing a whole lot of damage, but that was not enough to bring them that sort of game. But I'm Jago this time around will be the MVP for the matchup.
Yeah. Honestly, even though I Am Jungle is the MVP, you kind of have to give it to Liam there. He has done a lot of work for the team, and that's it's really interesting because what RRQ did differently, and you don't see it in a lot of teams, especially from different regions, they played a very positional macro game. And MLBB isn't exactly the most macro of macro games. It's very linear in a lot of senses, but they showed that you can actually play that to a higher level. Great catches, great split-second decision-making that allowed the team to kind of take the objective super easy.
Yeah, and Liam, the best part of all is that though he was also moving across the map,